Now, this is rapid response. Donald Trump post, "There has never been anything like the MAGA movement. We raised $139 million in July alone." Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign post, "We raised $310 million, and that's just in July alone." Donald Trump spent all day yesterday into the evening hours ranting and raving this as his poll numbers collapse and as Vice President Kamala Harris significantly exceeds him by more than double in fundraising. Donald Trump made posts like this in all caps, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But then he sent emails to those who are on his listserv, and I subscribe so you don't have to, like this. Very violent, very dangerous, very weird. This is the email subject line. "In 24 hours, we unleash hell." Just want you to think about that. The leader of the Republican Party's campaign messaging is not, "We're going to help the American people. Let's look forward to a better and brighter future." No, it's, "We will unleash hell in 24 hours. It's like the bad guy of some amateurish children's movie, like the villain. It's very bizarre behavior. It's this WWE cosplay fascism we talk about. Here's what Donald Trump says in that email. 24 hours until we unleash hell. At this time tomorrow, crooked Kamala's worst nightmares come true when I take the rally stage in deep blue Atlanta to a packed house with thousands of MAGA patriots. She won't be able to hide from the truth any longer. We're making a big play for every city left behind by her dangerously liberal agenda. The silent majority is back." And he puts that in caps. "And when it comes, and with it comes the end of the tyrannical Biden-Harris regime. Today begins America's liberation from the sick political class that hates our country." I just want you to think about the language that is being used here. In 24 hours, we unleash hell. He says liberation, tyrannical Biden-Harris regime, sick political class. These are very intentional words that he's using, and it's important to point that out. Also, Donald Trump was sending emails earlier in the day that talked about a MAGA revolution, and apparently the MAGA revolution also involves him selling gold MAGA hats. But this is the type of stuff that he is up to. On the other hand, Vice President Kamala Harris was calling Donald Trump out for his refusal to debate her, that Donald Trump is too scared to debate Vice President Kamala Harris. This was the press release put out by the Harris team. "Donald Trump needs to man up. He's got no problem spreading lies and hateful garbage at his rallies or in interviews with right-wing commentators, but he's apparently too scared to do it standing across the stage from the Vice President of the United States. Since he talks the talk, he should walk the walk, and as Vice President Harris said earlier this week, say it to her face on September 10th. She'll be there waiting to see if he will show up." And I don't think he will show up. By the way, we here at the MeidasTouch Network just released a new video about the relationship between Shady Vance and Donald Trump. It's gone viral on social media. As Anthony Scaramucci says, at this point, Trump needs to replace Vance to get back in the race because this race is further and further becoming very difficult for Donald Trump as Vice President Kamala Harris continues to pick up momentum. Here's the video we made. We did it as a movie-style trailer. Check it out. Tell me what you think. Let's play it.
I didn't vote for Trump.
The people who are most deranged and most psychotic are people who don't have kids at home.
The vice president, in terms of the election, does not have any impact.
I didn't come from the elites.
He was a nobody.
J.D. Vance, author of Hillbilly Elegy.
He came from nothing.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
You said idiot if you voted for him.
I didn't vote for Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter.
Might be America's Hitler.
An idiot and a moral disaster.
You got to respect the American people enough to just level with them.
But wanted to stand for something.
I didn't think he was going to be a good president, Brett. He was a great president.
Himself.
You know, Senator, this is an evolution.
All of a sudden, he decided not only isn't Trump noxious and reprehensible, he's now the greatest president of his lifetime.
JD is kissing my ass. He wants my support.
From the party with no platform.
I'm a never Trump guy.
He's the best president of my lifetime.
A man with no convictions.
Donald J. Trump guilty on all counts.
And a man with 34 convictions.
I did absolutely nothing wrong.
In a story about freedom.
It was meant to be, at least a little bit.
Okay.
Freedom to rig elections.
Give votes to all children in this country, but let's give control over those votes to the parents of those children.
The freedom to be racist.
Now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
And the freedom to control women.
Roe versus Wade is an abomination. We're effectively run in this country by a bunch of childless cat ladies.
The people who are most deranged and most psychotic are people who don't have kids enough.
If you don't have as much of an investment in the future of this country, maybe you shouldn't get nearly the same voice.
J.D. Vance also thinks stepmoms aren't really moms. Women should be staying in marriages even if they're violent marriages.
These swing voters do not like him, and they do think he's weird.
No, we're not weird people. We're actually just the opposite.
From the directors of two fake charities.
We've always had a good chemistry. JP, right? J.D. Mandel.
It's hillbilly felony.
I love you guys.
Hopefully you enjoyed that video. The Vice President Kamala Harris campaign put out the following press release as well. They're doing release after release, rapid response after rapid response. Apparently Friday was Shady Vance's birthday. Who knows, maybe he made that up, that it was his birthday. He seems to make up a lot of things about him. So here is the release from Vice President Kamala Harris. Happy birthday to J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance's birthday is off to a great start. He's setting new records as the least popular vice presidential nominee in history, and his numbers are only getting worse. Even his allies are asking why Americans think his and Trump's Project 2025 agenda is so weird. And then they have this video right here, that it's clear from the numbers that the attack on Vance Trump as weird has penetrated the zeitgeist. Searches for weird are way up on Google, and the topics that are driving that are all political. Might be part of why some polls show Vance's bad net favorables falling even further. Vice President Kamala Harris's press release goes on to say, Shady Vance's launch on TikTok is already flopping as badly as his candidacy as voters reject his and Donald Trump's Project 2025 plans to take our country backwards. Speaking about taking our country backwards, yesterday Donald Trump's campaign spent the day trying to convince Kyle Rittenhouse to vote for Donald Trump. Yes, Kyle Rittenhouse made a video. He was the one who killed the two people, and then he became a MAGA superstar. Kyle Rittenhouse said he was not going to vote for Donald Trump. Then all of the MAGA cult members went and attacked Kyle Rittenhouse, like the Cat Turd account and others. So then Kyle Rittenhouse was being expelled from MAGA because he was not supporting their cult leader. So then Kyle Rittenhouse had to respond. Over the past 12 hours, I've had a series of productive conversations with members of Trump's team, and I am confident he will be the strong ally gun owners need to defend our Second Amendment rights. My comments made last night, where he says he's not supporting Trump, were ill-informed and unproductive. I'm 100% behind Trump and encourage every gun owner to join me in helping him get back to the White House. And as some others in the Trump cult, like Joey Manorino, said, Kyle Rittenhouse apologized and came back to MAGA. We can stop attacking him now. This is why you have to put intense pressure on people. He likely saw everything flash before his eyes and came home to where he belongs. Good on him. He better prove himself loyal now until November 5th. Now, as Peter Henline said, who used to be a Trump supporter, no longer, Henline goes, this is effing deranged. Don't support this. Everything flashed before his eyes. That sounds like a murder threat for saying he wanted to write in another candidate other than Donald Trump, Ron Paul. Truly, it is a cult. And the thing cults hate and fear the most are people who leave the cult. And you see how they are behaving right there. Let me just show you a contrast right here. This is Donald Trump from his interview yesterday morning with Maria Bartiromo, where Donald Trump is too afraid to debate Vice President Kamala Harris. Play this clip.
On the debate, she's taunting you now. She's saying he doesn't want to debate me. Say it to my face, President Trump. That's what she said the other night.
Look, she's a third-rate candidate. She failed in her attempt to, against many other candidates. She was the first one to drop out. She never made Iowa. And that was when you had a normal press. Now you have a press that's trying to protect her. The media is really dishonest. And you have a press that's trying, so maybe she'll do better. I don't know. But I think ultimately, when they hear she wants to defund the police, when they hear that she wants open borders and always wanted them. But it is amazing. I watched the news yesterday, and it's almost like she wants to have strong borders all of a sudden. She was the worst border czar in history. And, with politics, it's your first thought that you always go back to. She wanted open borders, and that's where she'll be. She wants all of these things that are bad for our country. And she does want to defund the police. She's weak on police.
It's hot outside, and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Maid's bed sheets. Miracle Maid sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Maid sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather, so you get better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than the sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, cause breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Go to trymiracle.com/Meidas to try Miracle Maid sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo Meidas, MEIDAS at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Maid. Go to trymiracle, TRYMIRACLE, trymiracle.com/Meidas, and use the code Meidas to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Meidas to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Maid, for sponsoring this episode. And on the other hand, let me show you, this was President Biden yesterday. Play the clip.
We're not giving up. We're not giving up on that. You want me to tell you ahead of time so he doesn't get out?
Things are not going well in the MAGA world at all. You have this guy, Andrew Torba, who runs one of the big MAGA companies, says the following: free advice to the Trump campaign. Fire Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita. Those are the people who are running the campaign. Hire a warrior to lead the campaign. Start aggressively courting white men and white women. Focus on your base. Get Trump posting on X immediately. And then Chris LaCivita, who's running Trump's campaign, posted an image of Tony Soprano giving the middle finger. That's what he thought was the right move. On the other hand, you have Shady Vance giving a very weird interview. I played it on some of the other clips, so I'm not going to play it again, where he tells this story about when Donald Trump called him. His son was talking about Pikachu, so then he told his son to shut the hell up. He said to his son, "Shut the hell up, son. I'm talking to Donald Trump. Stop talking about Pikachu." I'll show you this, though. This is Governor Andy Beshear, who will be on the I've Had It podcast. And here he is mocking J.D. Vance. Play this clip.
Had it or hit it, Diet Mountain Dew.
Okay, I beat up on Diet Mountain Dew too much, so I will say in this one, hit it. Listen, it's not Diet Mountain Dew's fault that J.D. Vance made a joke about racism.
It's unbelievable.
A joke about racism, but should we be surprised? Because in the course of a week, J.D. Vance made a joke about racism, and then Donald Trump was just blatantly racist the other night with the journalists.
Birds of a feather.
But he ain't from Kentucky. He ain't from Appalachia.
Yeah.
And he ain't going to be vice president of the United States.
You have Donald Trump's surrogates out there like Laura Loomer, though, saying things like this. Trump just made 2 back-to-back eagles on par 4s using the same pitching wedge from 140 and 142 yards respectively at Bedminster. He is a great golfer. Donald Trump, though, in all caps, whining about a gag order. Can anybody believe that I'm still under a harsh gag order placed on me by a highly conflicted, unelected? This is what he was posting all night. An acting New York judge, which makes it very difficult to campaign, especially when crazy Kamala Harris is using this witch hunt against me. Every major legal scholar and pundit has said that this case is a scam and hoax, and I did nothing wrong. Story after story has been written that the judge had no right to do what he is doing, that it was a political decision against the opponent of crooked Joe Biden and crazy Kamala. It is unprecedented in the United States history. The gag order must be immediately terminated. That's what Donald Trump is spending his time posting. Very unwell. You see it for yourself. Let me show you the video, though, that's absolutely crushing him right now as well. This is the ad that's on Fox that Donald Trump told Fox to take down. Let me show you this one. The prosecutor versus the felon. Play this clip.
Joe Biden isn't the man he was 20 years ago. He's older. He carried a heavy burden. Some days it really showed. But he's also wiser, more experienced, which is why he not only had the courage to pass the torch to Kamala, but the character to put America first. Donald Trump, on the other hand, is exactly who he was 20 years ago. A fraud, a criminal, a liar, a fool, a man who never kept a promise in business or to his family. A man without integrity, honor, or courage. Every day with Donald Trump is just more of the same. More lies, evasions, and attacks. He's just as selfish, small, petty, and full of hate and vengeance as he ever was. This election will be many things to many people, but the undeniable truth is that it's between a prosecutor and a criminal, between justice and corruption, between the hard truth and the big lie, between a candidate who wants to leave America a future and a criminal who can only cling to the past. The choice is still clear. It's America or Trump. It's Kamala or MAGA. It's us or them. Kamala Harris for president.
Well, tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.